My fiancée, for the sake of her male best friend, abandoned me at our engagement ceremony. I had a sudden awakening and resolved to let go. I froze my bank accounts, reclaimed client resources, and informed our circle of friends that I was no longer associated with her. I gave her back all the freedom she desired, yet I never imagined that in just 3 months, she would come back crying, begging for my forgiveness. I calmly said, "Get lost, Julian. The engagement is postponed, I need to go to the airport." Clara Vance spoke these words lightly, as if she were commenting on the weather. I blinked, staring at her in disbelief. "What did you say?" I said the engagement is postponed for a few days. Silas is back, and I need to pick him up. In the room, the makeup artists, sensing the tension, quietly left. I struggled to control my anger, calmly stating, "The invitations have been sent, the guests have arrived, and the venue and preparations are all done. All that's left is for us to go down and complete the engagement ceremony." "I told you, Silas is back and I need to pick him up," Clara interrupted me impatiently. "The ceremony hasn't started yet, can't you just tell them to go home and come back in a couple of days? I am your fiancé. Why would you postpone our engagement for an unrelated man? Silas is my best friend, my male bestie." I was almost laughing from sheer anger. "And what about me? I'm still your fiancé, yet you're abandoning me to go to another man." Her eyes flickered, as if she realized something, and she softened her tone. "Silas has been out of the country for 3 years, he's unfamiliar with things here. He doesn't know anyone. I'm the only one who can help him. Julian, you understand, right?" "I don't understand," I said, my heart filled with sorrow. "You told me before that you two were no longer in contact, but now you're telling me you're going to him. Julian, are you doubting me?" I was stunned and about to retort. "I've been with you for 3 years. I promised you I wouldn't contact him, and I haven't. Today is just an exception. He really has no one else to help him. I'm helping him as a friend. What's wrong with that?" Clara appeared exceptionally angry. "You, as my fiancé, instead of being understanding, are suspicious of me. Well, let me tell you, I have to go today." She turned her head, her high heels clicking on the floor, and strode away. I stood there, and after a while, I took out a gift box from my pocket. I opened it, and inside was a diamond ring, a ring perfectly fitted for Clara's right ring finger. To prevent any public outcry, I spent the entire day smoothing things over from top to bottom. Afterward, I rushed home without stopping. Clara, smelling of steam and wrapped in a towel, was drying her hair. She wore an oversized white shirt revealing her long, pale legs, sexy yet innocent. She seemed to have just gotten home herself. "Julian, I maxed out that new credit card today. Remember to top it up later. There's 50,000 on that card, I just put it there yesterday." "So, you made me angry today." Seeing her completely oblivious to what she had done, I just felt numb. "Me? Make you angry?" She pouted. "Okay, I know you didn't mean to. I won't hold it against you. But Silas is planning to come back to the city to develop his career. His art exhibition needs investment, not much, just 3 million. Just transfer the money to my account later." 3 million? Not much. I was just about to have a serious talk with Clara about what happened today, but then a phone rang. Clara's face lit up with joy. "All right, Silas. I'm tired today, let's talk tomorrow," she said, turning and going into the bedroom. I was about to follow her to argue, but a crisp ding-dong interrupted my thoughts. The sound came from Clara's laptop on the dining table. On the screen, a WeChat account I didn't recognize was logged in, but the profile picture of the person sending messages to this account was extremely familiar: Silas. 3 years ago, Clara deleted this profile picture in front of me. 3 years later, I saw this profile picture again on Clara's computer. A strange unease and panic washed over me, as if a long-hidden secret had finally revealed itself. Perhaps before I came home, Clara had been chatting with Silas on her laptop and then she forgot about it. Just now, a message Silas sent her synced with the account logged in on the computer. Undoubtedly, this unfamiliar account must be Clara's secret second account. With this thought, I quickly scanned through the chat history with Silas. She was cautious, backing up and deleting the records after every chat, but unfortunately for her, I'm a programmer. I swiftly recovered the deleted chat logs. The record started 3 years ago, the very first month Clara and I officially became a couple. From a few messages a week, it escalated to the point where every moment, every minute, every second I spent with Clara was intertwined with Silas's shadow. The few good quality ties she gifted me were recommended by Silas. The time she researched European landscapes was prompted by Silas's sharing. Her casual praise of European gentlemen stemmed from Silas's influence. Even her leaving the engagement ceremony was due to Silas telling her, to test if a man truly loves you depends on how far he'll go for you. Only those who unconditionally accept you truly love you. Silas. 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 During the time I believed we were most in love, the topics we shared were merely reflections of another man. This realization sickened me. Ah. What are you doing, snooping on my computer? Clara shrieked, snatching the laptop from my hands. Are you a pervert? I gave a bitter laugh. So you've abandoned me for one sentence from him. You told me you wouldn't contact him anymore, but in reality, you two were together all along. Isn't that how it should be? If you love me, you should unconditionally accept me, the people around me, everything about me. If you can't even do this, how can you say you love me? She declared self-righteously. I'm very dissatisfied with your performance today. The engagement is postponed. I need to test you further. My heart emptied bit by bit. I reached up and touched my chest. True heartbreak, it turned out, felt like nothing at all. In that case, let's not get engaged. Clara froze. What did you say? I said we're breaking up. My gaze met hers, my voice was resolute. Clara, from now on, we have nothing to do with each other. Do you even know what you're saying, Julian? Say that again. I've made myself clear. You have one night to pack. Be out of my house before I return tomorrow. I had never spoken to Clara in such a harsh tone. It was clear I was utterly disappointed in her. Clara seemed quite displeased with my attitude. Fine, I'll leave. It's not like I wanted to live here in the first place. You'll beg me, Julian. Don't regret this. When you come crawling back, it won't be as simple as 3 million. Don't let the door hit you on the way out, I said. She snorted, flipped her hair, didn't bother packing anything, and left with a swagger. I didn't say another word. The news of my breakup with Clara hadn't been made public yet. I'd only told my close friends. Upon hearing it, they all clamored to celebrate with me. We decided to hit a bar. Who knew, upon entering, I'd see a woman in a white dress sitting dejectedly at the bar. A tall, curly-haired young man with his arm around her, occasionally patting her back consolingly. It was Clara and Silas. I narrowed my eyes, not intending to approach. After all, Clara and I had broken up. What they did was none of my business. Unfortunately, they noticed me. Julian. What is the meaning of this? You dumped me and told me to leave, yet you shamelessly follow me. You've made me very angry this time. Unless you give me 5 million and apologize to me and Silas, I won't forgive you. Oh, I replied impassively. She sneered. All right, stop pretending. You followed me all the way here. You better cherish this, it's your last chance. I didn't want to get entangled with her further, but my friends, who had been watching from the side, couldn't resist chiming in. Wow, 5 million, just like that. Who do you think you are, lady? Oh, it's Julian's ex-girlfriend. You cheated and you're demanding an apology to you and your lover. Lady, you're disgusting. Following you. We were having a good time and got the misfortune of running into you. What bad luck. Their voices were loud, their expressions exaggerated, drawing stares and whispers from the surrounding patrons. Clara's face alternated between shades of green and white, a truly spectacular sight. Seeing this, Silas hurriedly said, Julian, is this how you and your friends bully Clara? Clara, on cue, filled her eyes with tears, looking as if she were about to cry. Clara is a good girl, she just loves you too much. That's why she. I can't bear her love, you take it, I quickly interjected. Are you even a man, treating someone who loves you like this? Silas suddenly erupted, clenching his fists, his eyes filled with regret. If I had known this would happen, I wouldn't have entrusted Clara to you." The surrounding people, swayed by Silas's performance, started to cheer him on. Watching their theatrics continue, my annoyance grew. I was about to tear into them and expose their affair when a pleasant female voice rang out. "Mr. Julian and his friends are my guests." A stunning woman with a cool demeanor emerged from the crowd. "There seems to be a slight misunderstanding with Miss Vance." She smiled faintly at Clara beside her, then turned to the onlookers. "I apologize for interrupting your evening. As compensation, all drinks are half-price tonight." The crowd cheered and dispersed. Clara glared at the woman and then turned to me. "Julian, what's your relationship with this woman?" "Miss Vance," I replied indifferently, "we've broken up. I won't interfere with your life anymore, and I hope you'll show me the same courtesy. Also, since you haven't moved your belongings out, I've arranged for housekeeping to pack them. They should be delivered to you within 2 days. Julian, I know you're jealous of me and Silas, so you deliberately found this woman to spite me, right?" Clara asked anxiously. "There's really nothing going on between Silas and me. Don't be so angry with me, I'll be very upset." She lowered her head, shoulders trembling, looking utterly pitiful. This was her usual tactic when she angered me during our relationship. Whenever she put on this innocent act, all the blame shifted to me. No matter how angry or hurt I was, I had to tolerate it unconditionally, apologize, and accept any demand she made, even if she was the instigator and I was the victim. Now, seeing her put on this familiar act, I felt no pity, only deep disgust. "Clara, I don't know if you're deliberately pretending not to hear me, but I've made myself clear. This is a gathering with my friends, please move out of the way." Clara's expression turned to anger. "Julian, don't push me too far. Who do you think you are? You're just a dog who's been licking my boots for 3 years. I give you scraps when I'm happy, and when I'm not, you just wag your tail around me. Just you wait and see who regrets this." With a stomp of her foot, she stormed off, Silas close behind. My expression remained indifferent, but a pang of pain stabbed at my heart. "Are you all right?" The beautiful woman who had rescued me looked at me with concern. Seeing my puzzled look, she smiled and explained, "My name is Selina. I'm the owner of this bar. I saw some commotion over here and came to check." I shook my head, indicating I was fine. The incident had dampened my friend's celebratory mood, but unexpectedly, during our conversation, we discovered that Selina was an alumna of our university and was remarkably familiar with my college days. The bachelor party transformed into a university reunion. Selina, despite her cool exterior, possessed an elegant demeanor, wide-ranging interests, and could converse on any topic. She was also a surprisingly good drinker and quickly hit it off with my friends. This surprised me, as I had expressed strong disapproval of my relationship with Clara. To avoid conflict, I had gradually distanced myself from them over the past 3 years. However, watching my friends and Selina chatting animatedly, faces flushed with drink, a smile spread across my face. Fortunately, I had come to my senses. It wasn't too late. The party buzzed until midnight. Just as I arrived home, I saw the housekeeper. Behind her stood Clara's packed luggage. "Sir, Miss Vance's things are all packed." This gift box was found in Miss Vance's drawer. Judging by its condition, Miss Vance cherished these things, so I kept them together. She opened a gift box, neatly displaying expensive watches, perfumes, and jewelry. These were all gifts I had given Clara, each carefully chosen. I was touched that she had treasured them so much. The housekeeper then turned and brought out a shabby tin box. This was found under Miss Vance's bed. It seems to be some worthless handmade toys. The tin box looked like it once held food. Due to its age, the paint had chipped, making it look dilapidated. Opening it revealed scattered small wooden carvings. My gaze fell upon a wooden carving of a girl with a ponytail, and my thoughts drifted. Wood carvings again. Can't you give me something else? Wow, the latest handbag. Julian, you're so good. Ah, a wooden doll. Of course, I remember. How could I forget? Don't overthink it, I don't use it because it's too precious. I want to keep it safe. Never mind the wood carving, what's the gift this time? A watch, a handbag, or the latest dress? Clara's stammering was still vivid in my mind. Thinking back, her behavior was full of holes. But why hadn't I noticed anything? No, perhaps I had, but I just didn't want to pry too much. Gently brushing the dust off the doll's face, my eyes grew cold. Leave these here. Let her leave with just what she came with. If she didn't want them, then she could have nothing. That night, I posted on my social media, "Long live singlehood," attaching a photo taken with friends at the bar. Within seconds, a comment appeared, "Congratulations on escaping the sea of misery." More comments quickly followed, making me smile. "Julian, start your new life. Sweet dreams." My 3-day engagement leave ended early. Not that I needed it, it was all for show for Clara. I'm the sole heir to the Vance Corporation, a secret I plan to reveal as a surprise after our engagement. Even my parents, who initially opposed our relationship, were persuaded to attend. I'd arranged the most romantic, extravagant ceremony, inviting everyone important to me to witness it. Too bad Clara didn't show. Afraid I'd have her stopped at the main entrance, she slipped out the back. She missed the meticulously crafted event, missed meeting guests who represented invaluable future connections. But I wasn't disappointed. I felt relieved. "Send me a copy of my client list, including Clara Vance." Clara Vance, a minor department head, lived a life of luxury, indulging in frivolous spending and supporting Silas's so-called art. Aside from my gifts, she financed this lifestyle with her exorbitant salary, earned thanks to the client base I painstakingly built and maintained for her, securing her position at the top of the resource department. This morning, I froze her supplementary credit card, wiping out its balance. Now, I'm reclaiming my resources piece by piece. I won't deliberately sabotage her. If she's as capable as she claims, she'll stand on her own. If not, she'll fall as far as I raised her. My father wanted to hone my skills, so he started me at the bottom of the company. That's where I met Clara and pursued her for over 4 years. Now, I'm clear-headed, familiar with the company's workings, and taking over management duties for my father. Engrossed in these matters, I worked straight through to the afternoon, only to look up with blurred vision and a dizzy head. "Sir, Miss Vance called 37 times today," my secretary informed me. I left my phone with her to focus. I raised an eyebrow, and before I could respond, the phone rang again. I answered to a furious voice, "Julian, why did you freeze my card?" I had a dinner plan with Silas, I promised him king crab. I had to pawn my jewelry and bags to pay. "Go get them back." She paused, then added, "And where were you all day? Why didn't you answer? Was it because of that woman at the bar?" I almost laughed. "Miss Vance, I won't pursue the previous charges on that card, but we broke up 2 days ago. Continuing to use it so freely is inappropriate. That woman has a name, it's Selena. Show some respect. You have no right to interfere in my affairs. Don't call me again." I hung up and blocked her number without waiting for a reply. "Disregard anything related to her from now on." "Yes, sir." I heard that Clara had deliberately postponed her vacation by 2 days to welcome Silas, who had come from abroad. So, for now, she has only discovered that her supplementary credit card has been frozen. When she returns to the company, more surprises await her. But there's no need to pay further attention to her. I shook my head. Tonight, I have an appointment with an important client of the Vance Corporation, a representative from the Sterling family, the Sterling Group, which rivals the Vance family in prominence. She's also the future heir of the Sterling Group. It is said that she has only been with the Sterling Group for 4 years, yet her methods are swift and decisive. She single-handedly transformed the declining Sterling Group into the formidable entity it is today, rivaling the Vance Corporation. She is an extremely formidable character. She maintains a low profile, and there is virtually no information about her online. All I can do is thoroughly research the project, prepare a foolproof plan, and negotiate with her. If I can secure this project investment for the Vance Corporation, then with this achievement, even though I am not the sole heir, I can gain the approval of the old guard at the top. Before the meeting, I had imagined countless times about the legendary representative, but I never expected Selena. Selena was dressed in a white professional suit, her long hair tied up, appearing less aloof and more capable. She smiled slightly and nodded. "Long time no see, Julian. You are the representative of the Sterling Group. The future heir. That's what they've decided." I was a bit dazed. Then today's project, we agreed to cooperate. I was stunned. I hadn't even started introducing it. Selena said earnestly, if you are in charge, I have complete faith. But why? You seem to know me well, but I have no recollection of you. Given Selena's temperament and looks, if I had met her, I wouldn't have forgotten. It was during a high school club activity one summer. I was just a new member of the club, and you were the vice president of the wood carving club. You guided me stroke by stroke to carve my first wood carving. It was on my mother. Selena's beautiful eyes stared intently at me. And that day, for the first time since my mother's death, I spoke, thank you. Only now did I realize my unintentional act of helping someone had allowed a girl who had closed herself off for 7 years after her mother's death in a car accident to open up again and embrace the world. This is the second wooden doll I carved. Later I wanted to give it to you as a gift, but I never had the chance. Selena took out a wood carving from the bag beside her. It was crudely made, barely recognizable as a boy. It's indeed a bit ugly. I've carved better ones since then. How about I thank you? I reached out and took it, solemnly saying, I like it very much and will definitely keep it safe. News of my partnership with the agent of the Sterling Group quickly spread throughout the company. My father was also very pleased, and at the celebration banquet, he announced my true identity and officially handed over the reins of the Vance Corporation to me. When Clara returned to the company after her leave, it was already a different world. Why? Those are my clients. My resources. Why shouldn't they be counted as mine? What benefits did Julian give you to make you fawn over him like this? Just as she entered the department, I heard Clara yelling at the minister, very dissatisfied. When her eyes caught sight of me, she stormed over even more angrily. Julian, are you even a man? We broke up, fine. But do you have to deliberately steal my clients and tell your people to make things difficult for me? Her voice was so loud that everyone in the office could hear. With just a few words, she painted me as a petty man who, after breaking up with his girlfriend, continued to harass her and used his position for personal gain. Before, her schemes might have worked, but now, she was nothing more than a clown. These are the records and invoices I've kept over the years to maintain client relationships, clearly stating where, with whom, and what was done. You claim those are your clients, so where's your proof? Don't make me call them one by one and ask if they've been dealing with you, Clara, or me. Clara lowered her head, guiltily stammering and unable to say anything coherent. I snorted coldly and continued, also, you get what you are capable of. I won't deliberately make things difficult for anyone, nor will I be overly generous. Clara was about to say something, but her friend beside her pulled her back, whispering in her ear, don't mess with him. Julian is the crown prince of the Vance family, the future heir. He just secured a major project with the Sterling Group the day before yesterday, a huge accomplishment for the company. Hearing this, Clara's eyes widened, staring at me in disbelief. You're President Vance's son all along. She had thought I was just an ordinary, small-time manager in the company. The sudden revelation that I was the sole heir to the Vance Corporation was a huge blow to Clara, but I guess she was also regretting not having snagged me, the Golden Bachelor. After that, I paid no further attention to her, focusing entirely on the collaboration with the Sterling Group. I only heard that Clara had been very unfocused at work lately. The rivals she had offended with her usual arrogance were now taking every opportunity to step on her. In the 2 weeks since her return, not only had she failed to secure any new clients, but she had also messed up several deals. She had already received a warning from upper management, and if she continued like this, she would have to resign. Her days were very difficult. Perhaps it was the warning, but Clara suddenly settled down. I wouldn't say she was outstanding at work, but she was diligent enough to get by. It's just that she started appearing in front of me more often for no apparent reason. In a break room, the company cafeteria, even the restroom, I'd coincidentally bump into her. Originally, I planned to officially take over as president and move to the top floor office after finishing and handing over the project at hand, but now the frequent encounters with Clara made me sick, forcing me to speed things up. Oh, Julian, what a coincidence. We meet again. Just as I was thinking this, I entered the garage and saw Clara standing by my car, waving at me vigorously, a radiant smile on her face like an innocent girl. This was the early Clara. Back then, among the new batch of interns, I noticed the bright and cheerful Clara at first glance. She was like a blazing sun, fiery and passionate, and I, like a moth, abandoned everything to fly towards her. I wanted to use everything I had to protect her pride and passion, but I never expected that this sun would extinguish its own light amidst the extravagance and luxury. So now, who is she trying to attract by igniting her own light? I couldn't care less. I walked past Clara as if she were invisible. Seeing this, she hurriedly grabbed me. I know next Monday is your birthday. Didn't you always want me to spend it with you? I think I can this year, and I can take the opportunity to meet your parents. I've already invited. Clara, you know you're talking about the past. Wouldn't it be better to face reality? Clara took a few deep breaths. I know you and Selena are doing well lately, and I don't want to disturb you. I just want to celebrate your birthday one last time. Is that okay? Her eyes showed a hint of loneliness and helplessness. Julian, I really don't know why I became like this. I didn't want to. I know I hurt you and I'm very sad too. This is the last time, okay? I just want to quietly look at you one last time. I looked Clara up and down, thought for a moment, and said decisively, fine. After saying that, I opened the door, got in the car, and started the ignition, all in one smooth motion. Clara stared at the exhaust of my car, the corners of her mouth twitching. The smile on her face instantly vanished, replaced by a look of hatred. Angrily, she threw the milk tea in her hand onto the ground. I saw the scene in my rearview mirror without surprise. In that case, she must have a purpose for trying Southwest hard to get close to Maine. Thinking of this, I made a phone call. Hello, it's me. I want you to help me investigate something. At the birthday party, as the protagonist of tonight's banquet, I was still in my room on the second floor. Knock, knock, knock. Come in. The makeup artist was still working on my look for the day when a waiter entered the room with a glass of red wine. Young master, your wine. I nodded, signaling that they could leave. I don't know how much time passed, but by the time the makeup artist was finished, I was already drowsy. To wake myself up, I picked up the glass of wine beside me and went to the balcony for some fresh air. The second-floor balcony offered a full view of the entire garden. My eyes met those of Selena downstairs. We raised our glasses from afar and toasted each other. However, my thoughts became even more muddled. I tugged at my collar and decided to rest on the sofa. In a daze, I vaguely heard the sound of a door opening, followed by the sound of it closing and locking. Julian, are you not feeling well? It was Clara, approaching me anxiously. I half opened my eyes. Clara, why are you here? Of course, it's to take you back. Clara looked at me with a craving expression. Take me back. We have nothing to do with each other anymore. Clara, what exactly do you want? No, Julian, you love me, Clara said with a frantic look. You're just bewitched by that woman. Don't worry, after tonight, everything will go back to normal. What are you going to do? What boyfriend and girlfriend should do? Julian, I know you are a very responsible man. I'll put something in the wine you drank. Soon, you'll crave me, and everyone will be drawn here. They will see everything, and you, Julian, you will be responsible for me, and you won't be able to shake me off. Ha! From calculating my schedule to drugging me and attracting a crowd, you couldn't have done all this alone. You have a helper. Let me guess, is it Silas? Clara slowly caressed my chest. That's right, it's him. He helped me plan everything to get you back. Who told you to be so insensible? He and I had nothing, but you had to make a fuss. I had no choice but to drug you. Soon you will belong to me again. The position of Mrs. President can only be mine. Then you are really delusional. My eyes instantly cleared, and I pushed Clara away. Clara fell to the ground, somewhat stunned by the push. What? I pointed to the phone hidden nearby. Secretly drugging me, breaking and entering, the evidence is conclusive. Let's see how you deny it. Clara was shocked. How could you? Is it that hard? I didn't even drink the wine, I shrugged. I only went to the balcony to make it look like I did, for your benefit. Knock, knock, knock. There was another knock on the door, but this time I opened it without hesitation. It was Selena. At her feet was Silas, bound tightly. He was dressed as a waiter, with a cloth stuffed in his mouth, only able to whimper. The story began 3 days ago. You mean you found out that Clara secretly contacted the black market to buy aphrodisiacs? Selina nodded. Not only that, I also found out that Silas has been hanging around a villa lately. Maybe they are planning something. I nodded. Thanks, Selina. I owe you big time for this. By the way, I found out something else. Selina's expression turned a little strange. Silas didn't go abroad for 3 years to study, he was living off someone, being kept. He was caught by the rich woman's husband and couldn't stay there any longer, so he came back. After returning, while he was in contact with Clara, he was also seeing 3 other girls at the same time. I squatted down and patted Silas's face. I've already told your girlfriends everything about you. They're very angry. Hearing this, Silas struggled frantically. I smiled and said, "Don't worry, we'll untie you in a bit." Meanwhile, Clara was completely stunned by the overwhelming information. I pulled the cloth out of Silas's mouth, and before he could speak, I poured the rest of the red wine into his mouth. Then, while he was still dazed, I untied his ropes and left with Selina. That day, everyone opened their doors and was stunned to see Silas and Clara naked and entangled. I immediately called the police. When the police took them away, Clara looked terrified, but from time to time she would laugh out loud, claiming to be the president's wife. Later, I heard that Clara was fired. And then, I heard that Clara went to Silas to hold him responsible, but he refused, saying she deserved it, that he was only contacting her for fun and didn't want to take responsibility. Finally, I heard that one of Silas's girlfriends was 3 months pregnant and was accidentally pushed down the stairs by Clara, resulting in a miscarriage. Silas, in a rage, stabbed her 3 times in the stomach. Fortunately, her life was saved, but she could never conceive again. Silas was convicted of intentional injury and went to jail. And at the very end, I successfully took over the Vance Corporation, and together with Selina's Sterling Corporation, we joined forces and climbed to the top.